It's Ryan here with my buddy Jeff. We're going to get into
Good
wins and
morning.
lessons that we've learned this week. It's been an action-packed week, and let's get into it. Let's hit
Let's
that
do it.
intro.
Yeah.
To the HPLS podcast. Live, relevant, and high performance information, conversations, and education weekly.
As the intro was going on, I was like thinking in my head, okay, where's Lisa? Where's Lisa? And you know what?
I know. There she
Without
is.
fail.
I knew she would be there.
Good morning, Lisa. Hope you're doing well. This is an amazing week on Friday. Jeff, how you been this morning, man?
I've been up since 5:30 this morning, just thinking about this past week. I'm going on vacation starting tomorrow for 4 days. I've got a nice pad. I got a pencil that I'm going to start doing some planning, building up my relationships with key partnerships. I think it's a great time to do that, to reflect on what's working, what's not working, and how I can do things much better to even step up a level of service that I didn't have before, which I'm not saying I have bad service. I have great service, but I'd like to increase it even more and really start zoning in on things that I want to do, not just for myself, but with my partnerships and in my business. So it's going to be great. I can't wait to sit on that beach and just right away with a cocktail in my hand.
I was just gonna say, like, at which number of cocktails do you start forgetting about like the pencil and the paper? Like, cause like I'm like 3 mojitos
No,
deep, and what planning?
no, I actually get more creative.
All right, there we go. That's
I
awesome.
do. And then, the next morning when you wake up, you're like, shit, I wrote that. So,
That's amazing, my
but
friend. Yeah.
it's all good. It's all good, man. How about you?
You know what? I've got a bunch of stuff actually this weekend. And it's actually kind of like volunteer related. Tomorrow is actually my nephew's birthday. We're gonna be at that. But if we weren't at that, there's something called the Caribbean Network. They're a Toronto-based. I don't want to say a nonprofit, but they're an organization where they basically take professionals. I'm a mentor there. They take professionals and they basically partner them up with like high school kids or college, university kids
Awesome.
for like the path. And I wish I had something like this in when I was kind of growing up. My parents are from Trinidad. Shout out to all the Trinis who was watching, especially my parents and stuff. But it's an amazing thing. So they're having like a social mixer tomorrow, where they're
That's
going to announce
awesome.
their new programs. And then Sunday, shout out to my hat, Big Dog Energy. I'm going to be at the Pet Expo in Mississauga, Ontario, raising funds for dog rescue. So
Awesome.
yeah, so
Great,
it's going to be jam packed. It's
great
something.
fundraiser for sure. And to get back to what you were talking about, mentoring high school kids and all that, we had a thing here called the Big Brother program, where there'd be a lot of the foster kids and who lost their moms and dad. They're in homes. They don't have brothers. They don't have any mentors and anything like that. And it's so nice to go and do something like that and take them fishing or out or something like that. It really means so much to these unfortunate kids that didn't want that to happen, but unfortunately it happened. So good for you, man. I'm glad that you're doing things like that. It's they appreciate it more than They don't usually say it, but they feel it, they know it, and they really do appreciate it. So good job, my friend.
Oh, thank you, my friend. Thank you. And you know what? I read something this morning, and this is kind of like ad hoc. Well, our whole show's ad hoc, right? But something I read this morning that like I want to get your thoughts on, and everybody who's watching, I actually want to get you guys in the comments. Let us know the answer to this question. So Jeff, what is one step that you can take today to create the outcomes that you want in life?
Ooh, boy. Um, like I think yesterday, what I said, I spent so much time in my business to get it to where it's at right now. I mean, I'm still not finished. I still have extended goals and opportunities, but I think in order to do that, I got to start concentrating on myself. And I know that there's a lot of people out there that are in the industry that sometimes, lose focus on their own well-being and being able to really think about yourself because you're so involved in the day to day. that sometimes you just get lost. You just want success. You want success so bad that, that whole train of thought and that focus, that laser focus is on what you need to accomplish. But, in the back room, man, you're forgetting about yourself, and you can't succeed without taking care of your temple. This is your temple. I failed miserably. That's my lesson, and I've been telling myself for months about this, because this chair right here, I sit in it 8, 9, 10 hours a day, and I don't move my ass. All my screens, multitasking, doing whatever I can. But I feel that if I didn't do that, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. I wouldn't have built those partnerships that I have now. So I'm grateful for that, but I'm ungrateful for not paying more attention to myself. So I think to answer that is definitely looking at this, and the audience should do the same thing and really think about it. And I'm going to reflect upon that this weekend for sure. I really got to take some steps to do that.
No, I appreciate it.
How about you? What about you?
Yeah, so for me, so just kind of come back to like sitting in the chair, like we all kind of be sedentary, but like for me, I kind of have a mindset, a habit that I actually build is that for every hour, I work for 50 minutes and then I take a 10-minute break. And I know that never used to fly in corporate, but that's for me, like where I kind of work. I showed you guys, but my back door is right here. So for me, it's easy for me to just open the door, just go hang out with my dogs, get some fresh air in, and kind of recalibrate from that point of view. That's really worked for me, and I personally like it. A step that I can take today, I think I just kind of need to be more tactical in terms of being laser focused in terms of my messages that I'm kind of getting out, especially when it comes to like logistics and shipping.
Yeah.
For me, it's a constant work in progress. There's not there's not one solution that fits all, right? So for me, I just really want to laser focus. So what I'm going to do to fix that is, I think I was telling you off here, is that tomorrow morning I'm going to wake up extremely early and just have some silence to myself, and just honestly get my pen and paper and just plan out, and kind of plan out I know yourself, you've probably already, sorry, this is Jackson, who's decided to make a little entrance. Thanks, buddy. But sorry about that. But that's the one thing that I want to set, because the next 5 years of my life is crucial to me, as it is to everybody, right? So I want to set myself up for success and try to go after it all in.
Yeah, I think the most important thing when you're starting to jot down on that piece of paper is how do you define success?
Yeah.
Right. Everybody has their own views of what success looks like, right? But how about yourself? I mean, people can say, oh, monetary revenue, profit, large bank account, large cars, I mean, what is it really? It's really not all of that when you think about that. So that's what I'm going to concentrate on. What is success? Because even if I said I had $100 million business here, I wouldn't consider that being successful. That's just me.
Yeah.
Some would say that's unbelievable, and you start getting phone calls. Hey, I'd like you to work for me. I like you to. No. To me, it's much deeper than that, and that still goes back to reflecting upon yourself as an individual, as this is your temple, you live in it. And that's what you need to do to actually be successful. Like I said a long time ago on the podcast, is that in life, there's really no finish line. People, I got to get here by this time. Oh, I've got to do this by that time. No, life is about always fulfilling goals and objectives and reinventing those goals and objectives. They're never met when you really think about it. They're extended.
Yeah.
And so that's what you really have to think about. You think about where you are today, where you need to be tomorrow, 5, 10, 15, 20 years ahead, and how you're going to get there. And it's the steps, not the success. Does that make sense? I mean,
I like, what, I'm a big believer. It's the journey, it's the journey, not the destination. Right. So I'm not trying to get I enjoy the process as much as it is. So like for here, even coming out here, it wasn't, oh my God, like I started last week. Let's get this to #1 podcast like right away. It's not going to happen overnight. You take these small steps. And one thing that I've learned is that, well, it's a very common phrase, but everyone says, "Hey, when's the best time to plant a tree?" Right? And then 20 years ago, and then the next time is today, right? So Lisa has some really, really awesome stuff here. So let's get to Lisa. More than Lisa. 100%. You got to take care of ourselves before we can show up for anyone else. And people need to understand that. Like if you're not on your A game, you can't be there. You can't pour from an empty vessel. And I'm such a big believer in that.
But the other thing too is define your A game. What is your A game?
Yeah.
Do you know what your A game is, right? I mean, people say that, but do they actually know what their A game is? I mean, what are you bringing to the table? For yourself, not for anybody else, but for yourself. It all starts here. And I'm an advocate of it. This guy here was very energetic. I used to run every week. I lost 70 something pounds at one time. At 50 years old, I was running 6-minute miles at a 50-year-old, right? I didn't run for over 25 years, 17th in the state of New Jersey at one time back in my day. So I found that to be successful, I guess. And then my knees went out and I gained the weight back. And I found myself in a sedative lifestyle. So now I've got to do a life change. I can't run anymore. I need double knee replacement, because I pushed myself to the brink because I didn't know when to say no to me. So I just went a little bit further than what I needed to do. And I hurt myself bad. So, it's like I said, you got to start thinking about yourself. And so I translated all that energy and focus into my business, what I used to do every day, wake up early in the morning and go for a 3 to 5 mile run and then come back, take a shower, sit at the desk and go, and here I am. I can walk and stuff. I can't run anymore, but it's just those kind of things that you got to listen to yourself. You really have to have those conversations. I'm honest and my integrity is first and foremost. So I'm not going to say anything that I don't truly believe in or tell anybody else, but this is just from my experience. You really got to start inside if that's the takeaway, and think about the well-being.
And you know what? Life is going to hit you with roadblocks, right? Because like one of my favorite people in the world is Gordon Ramsay, right? And he actually wanted to be a soccer player, a professional soccer player, and then he blew his ACL. And then look at him now; he's probably one of the best chefs in the world, right? So you're going to have that plan. You got to have that plan A, plan B. For me, I kind of believe like, hey, it's got to work. And then plan B, it's got to work, so by any means necessary. And Lisa comes in here with a great point here that dig deep with a simple question. What do you want? And it's such a deep question to ask, I personally think, because if I was to ask you, Jeff, what do you want? And you're going to be like, well, what do you mean? Do you think physical things that you want? Do you think of goals? Do you think of accolades? Do you think of, hey, like personally, like there's so much, right? You look at your family, you look at your career, relationships with others, and fun. I think fun is the one thing you obviously alluded to. It's you got to take time to enjoy and smell the roses of like what you've accomplished, because you're in that work, and then it's like, okay, well, hey man, when's the last time I took my wife on a date? When's the last time I tried something for the very first time?
It's like one of my goals, and I can't do it because I weigh too much, and I was told that. I want to do skydiving. I really want to, because I have acrophobia and I have a huge fear of it, but I swear to God, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, and I'm going to take pictures of it just to prove that I did it. Because I mean, literally, it's funny when I'm in a plane and I look out the window, I have absolutely no problem. But if I'm in a tall building and looking off the side, I get vertigo, and I'm like, holy crap, and I need like a lot of cocktails to inch my way up to that wall and look over. So, it's like one of those type of fears that I have to get over. I mean, it's people like, oh, I don't want to drive fast. I'm afraid I'm going to get into an accident and stuff. I love racing cars. I don't have any fear. I've been in a lot of crashes. I don't care. It's the way you drive your business too. You have to be a risk taker. You have to have calculated risk. And then you have to be able to accept adversity within those risks that you take. And then it's how you react to those adversities, whatever they may be, is just key to how you're going to get to the next level. I'm not going to say being successful, but getting to that next level within your journey, as you state. So it's interesting, for sure.
Yeah, definitely interested. And Ashley here. Good morning, Ashley. Hope you're doing well. Having a
Hi,
great
Ashley.
Friday. Lisa comes back to you with a follow up on that one. What's the rate requirement? I don't know if you want to share that on air, but
Oh, I'm honest. 220.
20. There we go.
220.
So what's your timeline? What are you trying to get there?
Oh, well, let's put it this way. So when I was 50, I weighed close to 250, and within 6 months, I went down to 171 pounds. My BMI was 29. I went to an 18. I had a 42-inch waist. I went to a 34-inch waist. I was lifting like there was no tomorrow, running like there was no tomorrow. Had no fear, all the energy. And now I'm back up to 237. My waist is still the same, but my BMI is off the chart. And when you get older, man, it's tough. It's tough. So, yeah, I got my work cut out for me, but I'll do it. I know I have to do it. I have no choice, man. It's not good for my health. So, just being honest, so.
Well, it's kind of funny you kind of say that because like we got good morning, Trey. Hope you're doing well, man. Caught the
Hey,
show
Trey.
yesterday. It was awesome. That's a base here. Body's a temple.
At least everybody's getting to know who the bodacious cowboy is.
Oh man, I need the hat. That's why I wore my hat today. I thought you were coming with the hat. So. And then you know what? It feels like after Maggie's comment, good morning, Maggie. Same here, Jeff.
Hey,
DJ would love to jump with you. Always a dream to skydive. I feel like we should set up like a group chat, like Skydivers Anonymous or something like that, and then we'll get you guys on a date in like 6 months or something. We'll do a show.
Hey, I tell you what, we should find a central ground someplace, and everybody that has acrophobia says, "F it, let's meet at this aerodrome or whatever, and we're all going to do it at once, and then we can just do high fives at the end of it and say, check that off on my list to do while I'm still alive."
Yeah, what's next?
Anybody want to do it? I got 17 pounds to lose before I can do it. So
everyone, drop some ones in the comments if you want to join Jeff on his skydiving journey. I'm too scared of that stuff. That's one thing. I'm afraid of heights.
I'll freak out.
Yeah, I'll probably have a panic attack before it even happens. But with that being said, let's get into our wins and lessons for. Yeah. I know, like it's been amazing. Jeff, what's been your wins and lessons for the week?
Oh boy! Well, everybody knows that I did that 201 lane RFP 2 weeks ago and spent tremendous amount of time. And then Dan was like, "Well, I hope you didn't waste all that time." And it was well, make a long story short, I won a few lanes. So that's a great win for the 70 to 80 something hours that I put into it. That usually takes 4 weeks, 5, 6 weeks to do. I just crushed it to death. And I didn't win them all, but a win is a win, right? I didn't walk away with anything. Built some really good relationships and partnerships. I did that because there's a lot of areas, even though that I've been in the business for a long time, it's key to develop those key partnerships so that when you do talk to a prospect on the sales side, that you can open up other doors and saying, "Hey, I don't do that, but part of my service is that I have partnered with key partnerships that this is their niche, and they can knock it out of, knock it out of this world." And that, again, that's what I was talking about tomorrow when I go on vacation and writing all those things down about building those key relationships and being able to just kill it. Every morning for me, it's let's go. I'm full of that energy. I've been like that for over 35 years, and I don't know when to stop, and I'll never stop because I love what I do. So that is a big win. Lessons. Boy, this is such a tough thing, and I said it last week as well. It's like every day that you wake up in this industry, logistics industry, you get blindsided every day. And I guess that would be the takeaway and the lessons that are learned, because they're vast. They're all over the place. There's not just one area that you gain knowledge. It's in every area of this business because every day is a learning journey. And what I do is that I try to look at all periodicals. Trey Griggs, I watch his show. It's very good. They talk about some really good stuff on that show, and so I hone into that. So there's a lessons from that. Chris Jolly, another lesson from that. It's just keeping yourself, up to speed on what's happening, and those are the lessons that are gained. And I appreciate all my competitors out there, friends, associates that put this content out there, because it's not just good for me, it's good for everybody, because nobody's an expert in any one thing. Trust me about that. Whoever says that is lying through their teeth. They are not experts in everything. So if they come across it, don't believe them. And again, being in this business for a long period of time, the lesson is that you learn every single day. And I'll say this next week on the lessons, because I can't really define that and tell you specifically what I've learned in what area, because I learn every day in every area.
See, that's perfect. You know what? That's like it's like that was like when we used to do interviews back in the day, like when we first worked at like fast food or whatever, and they'd be like, name some time that you had a challenge, you overcame it, and and it's like, okay, well, let me think about that one, right? Let me make up some fluff and things like that. For me, big wins. Just honestly, just spending this week with you, it's been amazing. Everyone's been so amazing, reaching out, sending private messages and things like that. I'm thoroughly enjoying this podcast and everything that comes with it, right? So
Yeah,
it's been a lot of fun. It's truly been a lot of fun. In terms of lessons, I'm continuously learning, learning a little bit more about everything that's kind of going on, especially with like Dean coming on Wednesday and getting tactical,
that's great.
getting everything right. So like for me, I just want to kind of arm myself and just be the best person I can be, right? And I don't want to say be the best logistics person, be the best husband. I just want to be the best person that I can personally be, and that's, if I can be 1% better than I was yesterday, that's a win for me, right? So that's exactly what I kind of look at. Everyone's, you know what, Jeff? Everyone's in the comments. Everyone wants to go skydiving with you. So,
all right, awesome. It's really funny, and I'll throw Trey out there because I did watch his show, and hopefully he'll be appreciative of this. But I do know what beta is. Be excellent today, always. I think that was Tony Dornell that said that stuck with me. But that is so true. Every day, just try to be a decent human being. It's
not that hard too. It's not that hard.
No, it really isn't. And people forget about helping others. It's not always about you, but if you have that experience, please share, mentor and coach and help others who are lacking in some areas, because, the end result is that we're here to help everybody out there. And we need to open up those doors to educate the uneducated and just to keep them up to speed. And I try that, and I do that because I like to see people be successful in this industry, because when you see so many unsuccessful people, or you've sat on that other side, like I sat, and I kept on telling everybody for 35 years, I was on a logistics management, senior management role side, in some of the biggest corporations. I used to get called by all these brokers out there and everything. So the biggest lesson I learned was not to do when I call my prospects and say the things that, just don't work and waste their time. I don't want to waste their time, So that's why I put my post up on my polls or whatever, because it's not for me, it's for everybody else, to help out the receiver of those calls, to make them understand. When I say make them understand, the brokers and the sales reps and everything, how to engage with these prospects or their customer daily or weekly, and that's why I press. It's not about the quantity of calls that you make every week. It's the quality of the calls, who you're engaging with, and is it meaningful for them? And so that's my give to other people, is to help them to be able to engage the right way, to help them to be successful. I know that's long-winded, but I had to say that.
No, of course, no, and like to come to that point too, right? Because like LinkedIn for me is something that you just want to use as an educational background, right? You want to kind of learn something and just not just endless scroll, like I was talking about yesterday on TikTok, Snapchat, and like Instagram. You just endlessly scroll and you consume so much content, but then an hour or two goes by and you're like, what did I really learn, right? So with LinkedIn, you get to see all these like amazing like logistics professionals. And for me personally, like what's worked is I like watching like software as a sales, so SaaS reps like BDRs and SDRs and all that stuff, what they're kind of going through, because our industries are very kind of similar. I love listening to 30 Minutes, 30 Minutes to President's Club by Armand and Nick. I think those guys are amazing. And Trey, as I said, I mentioned here, that's always love seeing you in the comments of the shows, Jeff. Thanks for the continued support. It means a lot. I personally haven't checked out I think I checked out yesterday, but I'll make it a point to take a look and see what it's all about. DJ's ready to go skydiving. I feel like
let's go, DJ.
I should just rename the episode, skydiving.
You know what I'm going to do? When we're lining up in the plane, DJ's going to be the first one. I'll push him out and follow him.
You know what? We have that on tape now. So like if anything happens to DJ, bro, something should happen because he's a Browns fan, but teach their own, right? But let's get into the lane of the day. That's something that I personally love. Let's get into that bad boy. First, before I even get into that, I just love this. I was actually saying, let's go YOLO. You only live once, right? So let's get it done. Yeah, you only live once unless you're Hindu. So, yeah. I'm Hindu, by the way. Today's lane of the day is going to be, Jeff, I know you're probably going to like this. It's flatbed out of Indianapolis over to Houston. The line haul RPM is coming at $2.13 a mile. With fuel, it's coming at $2.89 a mile. With contract, it's coming in at $3.32 a mile. Year over year, the kind of change has been about 25 cents. And just kind of feedback on it is that there's some upward movement in this lane after a steady decline since March. Contract is about 26 cents higher than the August average. So I know you got that big project coming out of Houston, but if you want to hand it down, get some backhauls out of there. If somebody's going from Canada to Indianapolis, definitely get them over there, man.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
I should have locked him out. From there. So like we said, man, this has been something that I've thoroughly enjoyed this week. You're honestly really
great,
awesome.
Man. You listen, kudos for you for jumping in and taking over that spot, man. You did a great job. You're like a natural, totally, and I enjoy doing the show with you, and hey, I am so happy that Dan took my advice and stayed off the podcast to take care of his voice. I'm sure that he's going to be coming back. And don't take this wrong, Dan. You're not going to shut up and you're going to be speaking like you never spoke before.
Yeah, he's been bottling it up.
He's got a lot of packed up energy that he just wants to explode and go for it. Because I know him, every day it's go for it, go for it, go for it. And so I love him for that. So, yeah, I can't wait to have him back, and hopefully he rested his voice and that he's doing well.
Yeah, he's awesome, man. He's so I want to wish you an amazing vacation next week. Hopefully we get to do this more.
I'm only going for 4 days.
So yeah, let's make it happen.
I'll be back on Data Day. So
let's go. That's one of the best days. So with that being said, I just want to thank everybody for coming out this morning. We will be doing the replays at 12 o'clock and 3 p.m. Eastern time on YouTube, LinkedIn Live, and Facebook as well.
Yeah, and thanks for our audience for the participation and watching us daily. We appreciate it. The show is only going to get better and better as we build it and build it and build it. And we appreciate you hanging in while Dan is taking a little sabbatical to take care of his health. So we appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Awesome. And DJ, with this, each one teach one. And that's, that's the mentality, right? I'm going to steal something from DJ today. Don't take offense, buddy, but I'm going to steal something from you today. I'm going to finish off with a quote that I saw this morning that I thought was really awesome. It says, research widely, select carefully, broad funnel, tight filter. So that's it,
man. Have a great weekend, everybody. See you next week.
Take care, everybody.
Centurion Trucking, our motto is people before profit. Today's market requires more transparency, consistency, and focus on what our clients need to win. Centurion Trucking and American Logistics are poised to help their clients achieve and surpass their targets. If you're looking for a team that honors your needs, dreams, and aspirations, then get a hold of Daman at American Logistics or Centurion Trucking